Welcome to the Masterclass. Right now, we're going to completely shatter the illusion of what clean really means. We'll be walking through the exact professional frameworks you need to master to maintain a truly safe, biologically sound environment for your children and your pets. So, let's get right into it. Here is the curriculum we'll be mastering today. First, the illusion of clean. Second, the vulnerability gap. Third, the deception of natural. Fourth, execution frameworks. And finally, practical implementation. Okay, let's dive into this with some foundational data from the Environmental Protection Agency. According to the EPA, indoor air pollution can be up to 100 times higher than outdoor air. I mean, think about that. 100 times. And a massive driver of this, volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, found right in our everyday cleaning products. This isn't just a theory, this is a scientifically documented environmental hazard happening inside your own living room. We absolutely must anchor our approach in this reality.
Section 1. The illusion of clean. Deconstructing chemical dangers. We've all been culturally conditioned to expect a certain clean smell, right? You know, the heavy pine, artificial lemon, or super strong floral scent. But the truth is, that scent is very often just a manufactured cocktail of chemicals. We're dealing with invisible hazards here. First up, phthalates. These are known endocrine disruptors, meaning they literally interfere with your hormones. And the crazy part? They are routinely hidden on ingredient lists under the vague catch-all term fragrance just to bypass regulations. Second, we have those VOCs we mentioned. These enter the air the second you use the product and are directly linked to asthma, liver damage, and neurotoxicity. When you spray these commercial products, you're essentially aerosolizing toxins in the name of hygiene.
When we break down specific toxic ingredients and their actual physiological effects, the true risks become glaringly obvious. Ammonia, for instance, is a severe respiratory and eye irritant. Chlorine bleach leaves behind highly toxic, abrasive residues and can release lethal fumes if it's mixed improperly. We also have formaldehyde, which is a known carcinogen, and triclosan, another endocrine disruptor. The crucial takeaway for you here is that the safety of everyday cleaning products is largely unregulated. The burden of protection falls entirely on you.
Section 2. The vulnerability gap. Protecting the most susceptible. Now, what's really interesting here is how exposure changes based on your physical height. The risk profile for a 6-foot-tall adult wearing shoes is fundamentally different from those who live much closer to the ground. Dogs, cats, and crawling babies interact with their environment through direct skin contact, bare paws, mouths, and low-level inhalation. Because heavy chemicals, like chlorine, sink in the air, they settle right into these low-lying areas. Furthermore, think about a cat or a dog walking across a freshly mopped floor. They absorb those chemicals right through their paw pads and then directly ingest those toxins later when they groom themselves. Their developing organs and unique metabolisms simply aren't built to process these synthetic chemical loads.
To combat this, we use an elite professional framework called the floor-level risk assessment. Step 1, map your hazard zones based on actual physical contact. Where exactly do babies crawl? Where do your pets eat and sleep? Step 2, categorize the risks. Look, not every single surface in your home requires a hospital-grade disinfectant. Step 3, adopt a 2-bottle system. Use a gentle, daily cleaner for your high-contact zones, and reserve the heavy-duty stuff strictly for isolated, high-risk biological messes. You really have to start analyzing your environment based on actual physical interaction, rather than just blindly reading the front of a label.
Section 3. The deception of natural. Spotting greenwashing. Greenwashing. It's a massive issue in the industry. It's essentially the practice of making a product appear safer or more environmentally friendly than it actually is. Marketers love to use unregulated buzzwords like natural, pure, or eco-conscious. They'll slap some imagery of green leaves and flowing water on the bottle, all to distract you from the synthetic, potentially harmful ingredients inside. You absolutely cannot take these claims at face value. A sophisticated consumer relies on total ingredient transparency, not pretty packaging aesthetics.
And this perfectly illustrates the biggest, most dangerous myth out there. The idea that natural automatically means safe. It doesn't. Even 100% pure, high-grade organic essential oils dispersed from a simple room diffuser can cause severe respiratory distress, neurological depression, and massive liver damage in pets, especially our felines. cats simply lack the specific liver enzymes required to break down certain phenols and ketones naturally found in these plant extracts.
Let's compare some of the most common essential oils so you know what you're dealing with. Heavily diluted oils like cedarwood and lavender are generally tolerated well by pets, but contrast that with the highly toxic oils, specifically things like tea tree, eucalyptus, peppermint, wintergreen, and clove. These are incredibly dangerous to introduce into a pet's environment, whether you're dispersing them in a diffuser or mixing them into a DIY floor cleaner. When in doubt, going completely fragrance-free is always the superior standard.
Section 4. Execution Frameworks. The Safe Cleaning Protocol. All right, here are your absolute core rules for a truly safe cleaning protocol. First, always ventilate well to disperse any VOCs. Open those windows. Second, keep pets and children completely out of the area until surfaces are 100% dry to prevent any skin absorption. Third, and this is a vital insider technique, you need to use the final rinse. This means taking a clean microfiber cloth and plain water to wipe down high chairs, floors, and pet grates after you've cleaned them. This physically removes any lingering invisible chemical residue, completely halting that paw-to-mouth transfer we talked about. And finally, secure your storage so concentrated products are literally never accessible.
Now, when you do need to purchase commercial products, you need a strict standard. We call this the green flag purchasing checklist. Number 1, demand full ingredient transparency. If they won't tell you what's in it, don't buy it. Number 2, opt for true fragrance-free formulas to avoid those hidden phthalates. Number 3, look for plant or mineral-derived active ingredients. And most importantly, rely on trusted third-party certifications like the EPA Safer Choice logo or the EWG Verified mark. These symbols indicate that independent scientists have rigorously evaluated the formula for actual human and environmental safety.
Section 5. Practical Implementation, DIY Formulation, and Mastery.
Let's build your non-toxic arsenal. Literally just 4 simple, everyday household staples can replace that entire cabinet of expensive, toxic commercial products under your sink. Distilled white vinegar acts as a mild acid to effortlessly cut through alkaline messes. Baking soda is a fantastic, gentle abrasive and a natural deodorizer. Liquid Castile soap provides powerful, completely plant-based surfactants to lift grease and grime. And hydrogen peroxide serves as a highly effective, eco-friendly alternative to harsh chlorine bleach.
Now, I need to pause here for an absolutely crucial warning. Never, ever mix bleach with vinegar, ammonia, or rubbing alcohol. And equally important, never mix hydrogen peroxide with vinegar in the same container. Combining these specific chemical compounds creates highly toxic, corrosive, and potentially lethal fumes. DIY formulation is incredibly powerful, but it requires absolute, strict adherence to these safety rules. No exceptions.
Assuming you're strictly following those safety protocols, let's walk through some professional DIY configurations. For a daily all-purpose cleaner, a simple mix of vinegar and water cuts right through soap residue and light grease. However, a quick pro tip, vinegar's acidity will permanently damage natural stone surfaces like granite or marble, so keep it away from those. For a deep grout scrub, combining baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, and just a tiny drop of dish soap creates an incredible whitening paste. And for your floors, using highly diluted Castile soap or vinegar in hot water is exceptionally effective. And most importantly, it won't be behind a toxic film for your pets to step on.
So, the crucial point here, and if you take nothing else away from this masterclass, remember this. Process is greater than product. The safest, most expensive, 100% organic cleaner in the world is still a biological hazard if it's applied improperly, mixed incorrectly, or left as a wet residue on your floor. A true family-safe program is built on disciplined systems, correct dilution ratios, and proper ventilation. It is not about relying on a single miracle product you bought off a shelf. Technique is everything.
As we wrap up our session today, I want to leave you with this fundamental principle. A clean home should absolutely never come at the cost of your family's health. By adopting the professional protocols, the risk assessments, and the execution frameworks we've mastered today, you are transforming far more than just the visual cleanliness of your home. You are guaranteeing its long-term biological safety. You are taking permanent, informed control of your indoor environment. Which brings us to one final, very real question for you to consider. Knowing what you know now, will you continue to allow the manufactured illusion of clean to compromise the true health of your household? Thank you for attending this masterclass.